Hello and thank you for watching this presentation on speech pathology in education. So let's start by discussing what a speech pathologist actually is. So technically a speech pathologist is what's considered to be an allied health professional. Other allied health professionals include occupational therapists and physiotherapists. Speech pathologists assess, diagnose and treat communication and also swallowing difficulties. And a speech pathologist might work with people who have developmental delays, learning difficulties, intellectual disabilities, hearing loss, stroke, brain injuries, or conditions like cerebral palsy. I often say that as a speech pathologist, I wear many different hats. What I mean by that, specifically as a pediatric therapist, is that I support children with many different areas, particularly their articulation, their language development, the development of their phonological awareness skills, their literacy skills, their social communication skills, fluency disorders such as stuttering, issues with voice including the quality of voice and projection, and some pediatric speech pathologists also support the development of swallowing skills, including safe swallowing, dribbling, and fussy eating. I feel very lucky to be a speech pathologist that works in the education space. This little paragraph here summarises speech pathology in education really nicely. The focus of speech pathology services in education settings is to improve educational outcomes for children by addressing the barriers posed by speech, language, communication needs to access, participation and progress. I have been at Girraween Public School since 2023. Here at Girraween, I work with the Learning Support Team to support students that have been identified by their classroom teachers with learning challenges. I collaborate with teachers to consider appropriate adjustments that they can make in their classroom or to address individual student needs. I conduct speech pathology screeners to identify whether further speech pathology support is necessary. A screener is a short, informal assessment. It is not a comprehensive assessment. I advocate for student needs. I provide professional development to teachers, support to parents, and as well as small group intervention to students within the school setting. I also facilitate access to external speech pathology providers, mainly in the form of collaborating and supporting parents to contact different practices within the Girraween local area. So, why is it important to address speech, language, and communication needs? These skills are vital in all aspects of life and impact on educational achievement and outcomes. There are important consequences to consider if speech, language, and communication needs are not addressed in a timely manner. Speech, language, and communication needs are prevalent within every school. Here are some statistics. Approximately 13% of Australian children attending primary and secondary school demonstrate a communication disorder. International research has indicated that approximately 7.5% of children demonstrate what is considered to be a developmental language disorder. Australian census data examining the prevalence of speech, language, and communication vulnerabilities in children in their first year of schooling revealed that between 6.6% and 8.2% of Australian children have communication skills that are considered to be developmentally vulnerable. Speech, language, and communication needs impact a child's ability to participate in education. Effective participation, not only in classrooms but in social interactions as well, depends on a child's ability to understand instructions and concepts, as well as convey their ideas in conversations. The ability to engage in all aspects of education therefore depends on a robust and flexible communication system. In particular, children with speech, language, and communication needs demonstrate difficulties in acquiring and developing reading and writing skills. Children who enter school with poor speech, language, and communication skills are significantly more likely to demonstrate poor literacy skills later in schooling. A study in 2019 revealed that children identified in preschool with speech and/or language concerns were found to achieve lower scores in all areas within the NAPLAN testing compared to children with typical communication development. Additionally, due to the impact of literacy development and learning, adolescents with speech, language, and communication needs are at risk of developing mental health problems such as anxiety, depression, being bullied and teased, and having low self-esteem. They are also overrepresented in the youth justice system. Speech, language, and communication difficulties also have an impact on major life areas in adulthood. Language competency is both a predictive and protective factor for education success, which in turn has implications for employment outcomes. Compared with typically developing peers, children identified with speech, communication, and language needs are likely to achieve lower educational outcomes and are more likely to be employed in non-professional roles as adults. It is important to take the speech, language, and communication concerns that are raised by your child's educators seriously. The wonderful teachers here at Girraween Public School are more than happy to discuss any speech, language, and communication concerns that they or you might have. Please contact the school directly. Also, you can look up some resources on the Speech Pathology Australia website.